In this video,
Parkside batteries to its limits.
smoky.
Is he charged up? Some biscuits. This was the other problem we had. Let's send an email to Lidl. Does that come out then? It's dumpy as well. Oh!
As much as I enjoy buying and using Parkside tools from Lidl, some of them have got some issues. And a lot of you have mentioned this in the comments, and I've had some issues as well. I've got a few Parkside tools in this video that have got issues and problems. One of them, hopefully, I've got a fix for. One of them, I want your opinion on, and it's a bit of a challenge. And one of them had a problem that I could probably live with. And this is going from a lot of your comments as well. I might do a few more videos like this. So let us know in the comments any problems you've got with Parkside tools. This follows on from the last video. Remember I bought those bits, those long reach bits from Parkside, and they were on the wonk. They were bent. I was going to swap them over for some other ones, but after your comments, I think a lot of you had some bent ones as well, so I'm not bothering. I'm just going to get a refund. If you're new here and you enjoy this video, please consider subscribing. It's free and it helps the channel out massively. And a thumbs up always helps. Cheers. So, fellow sheddies and tool lovers, let's stop the waffle and get on with it. Hello, sheddies, and you join me again in my shed.
Parkside batteries. I've got a few. That's the new version, with the light at the front and the back. Tell you it's charged up. And that's the old one, the 4 amp hour. Same thing, but a button on the side there. And that's the 2 amp hour. Like that. All 20 volt. Got me Parkside Performance one, but I can't find it. That I've just bought not so long ago.
From Greece.
I don't know what I've done with that. I'll probably put it back in a box with a tool. Now, one problem is them peeling off. I don't know if yours is the same. Not a big deal. But the biggest issue a lot of people have mentioned is when you're using the fan or other tools. But with a fan, you just leave it running, don't you? Stick a battery in, put him on full. Oh, yeah. But when you leave it for a while, they'll normally just leave it until it goes flat and then you swap your battery over. And what a lot of people have found is the battery won't charge again afterwards. It drains completely and just will not charge up. Now, I've not had this problem on these fans. They've drained and then I've swapped it for another one and charged the other one up, no problem. But like I say, some people have had that issue. Now, there is a solution to this. I haven't tried it yet purposely, so I can do it on camera, see if it works. And it comes from my good buddy Frank, Frank's Little Workshop. You probably know him already. I'll put his channel linked below. He did a video on jump-starting batteries, which I'd heard of before, but not in massive detail. So when I watched Frank's video, I thought, yeah, I'll try that at some point. But I didn't have a battery that wasn't charging up until I was using my Parkside Performance grinder to its limits, and he did it on that. With, where's the battery? Where's it gone? I put a bit of masking tape on it so I remembered which one it was. I can press the button on the side, red. Nothing new there. When you plug it into the charger, get a charger. There we are. Bit dusty. Now, normally, what's that one like? Fully charged up. Stick him in there. And starts flashing. Probably needs a little bit of charge. And then when it's full, stops flashing. Oh, that's something I've recently started doing, is put in the date when I got it on there. I haven't done it on all of them, but I'm going to carry on doing that. Have we got a flat one? No. Nope. The dodgy label one, that's got a almost flat battery. And you plug it in, and yeah, it needs some charge in it. It's flashing. Now, if it's really flat, the bottom one will be flashing. Let's put the one that's drained completely. Leave that on there for now. Stick him in. There we go. It flashes. Now, I've had batteries like this before where I've drained it completely. It starts off there, and then it goes to the next level, then the next level, and it charges up. All good. But this one I used on my grinder, put it into charge, and then after a bit, all of them start flashing, which tells me it's not charging. And I think on the single Parkside battery chargers, it's got a red light on there as well. And the red one and the green one start flashing together to tell you it's not charging. Here we go. Look, what was that? After about 30 seconds, all of them are flashing, not charging.
And when I first discovered this, I left it on for about 12 hours and they're still all flashing together.
Right. So let's get one that's charged up fully. You'll do. And what you can do, so on here we've got a negative, positive symbol. You can see on there. Same on all of them. Now, if I put a bit of cable from the negative to that negative, positive to that positive, it should give it a jump start, and then we can charge it. Now, this has been dead quite a while, so it might not work. Who knows? Now, Frank left it on for about, I think he left it on for half an hour, and then it started charging. Now, I've seen other people doing it and literally giving it a few seconds taking it off and it charges up. Now, I'm not an electrician and I don't know what the safety implications are for this, so do your own homework first. Certainly don't leave them with the cables in if you're going to do it. And if anyone wants to comment below their opinions, whatever, put them in there. Anyone that's done this before, it helps me and others. Right, so I need some cable wire. I don't know what the best cable is to use, but I've got some 2.5mm cable here. And we could put spade connectors on there and shove them in, but I'm just going to shove the cable in. 1, 2 Parkside wire strippers. Right, 2 cables, blue into the negative. You can see there all the little prongs. Will it slot in? Yeah, fairly solid. Probably should have used stranded cable for this. Aim into there. Make sure you get the right side. Negative, negative, positive. Should I put the positive in first? Now this will probably spark. Yep. Right, shove him in. And I'm going to try it first with about, I don't know, 3 or 4 seconds worth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Battery charger. Yeah, it's going to start flashing. Then, in about 30 seconds, I suppose if they're not all flashing, it means it is charging. Let's see. And the other thing about batteries, of course, is they're never in stock. I know a lot of you are struggling to get them. So I probably should send an email to Lidl and say, look, I'm doing these videos. Can you give us a bit more of an insight of when they're due in? What areas are getting them? Is there any chance of ordering online at some point? But again, always worth asking at the counter because sometimes they keep them in the back, sometimes under the counter. It's still flashing. And I think at this point last time, they all started flashing. Oh! It's done it! Come on! That only took a few seconds as well. 4 seconds. On the jump start. Cheers, Frank! That's the beauty of YouTube, innit? We can share these ideas. Anyway, let's leave that to charge. I've got another issue I want to tell you about. Next! Oh, remember to take them out. Been a short while later, and it's charged up. Look, perfect. I think what I'll do, before I show you the next tool, let's write JS on there. So I can remember I jump-started it. In case it happens again, I'll probably forget, but you can remind me if I think, what's that JS mean? Pretty sure this can be done on most batteries. Other cordless brands. You might have seen that before, or you might not. I thought I'd show you anyway. Right, the next tool. Who remembers when I bought this? The Parkside Biscuit jointer. It was ages ago, if you remember. Probably nearly 2 years ago. Mains version, and I didn't get round to using it, and I had a project coming up earlier this year, actually. So I thought I'd get it out, have a quick go on it, build something, and show you it being used in a video. It was doing all right. It took a bit of setting up, getting the right biscuits as well. This was all done off camera. The position to hold it and everything. Oh, it's cheap and cheerful, but I did a few biscuit cutouts and it was good. Seemed okay. Well, by the way, when I first got it, it was really noisy, like a bag of nails, dead clunky. So I had it set up on the other bench, getting to the point where I can sort of show you on camera. And I went to use it, pushed the button forward, and it went bang. Well, pop. And a few sparks. I've got footage to show you in a minute. And it popped the fuse in the plug. Now, ordinarily, I'd have taken it back. And for 2 reasons, I didn't. 1, I can't find the receipt for it. And 2, I thought it'd be interesting to take it apart and see what's happened. In fact, there's a 3rd reason. They've not been selling them for a while, so I thought I might not be able to get another one. Now, I've got a few theories, but seeing as I made the decision up not to take it back, I thought I'd put a new fuse in, do it again. And I knew it was going to spark and bang again, but I just thought if I set my slow motion camera next to it, it's not the best quality, but you get the idea. You'll be able to have a look at it as well, so we can have a bit of a guessing game on what we think it is. Put in the comments below, and then some point soon I'll take it apart and see what the problem is. And fix it, hopefully. And first of all, the blade is free moving, and it wasn't jammed when it happened. I've got a feeling it's something to do with the brushes not being aligned, bad connection, shorts, or the armature, or it has been stood in various places around this workshop. Fragments of metal, all sorts of things may have dropped in there, because I had it on its side for a bit as well. So that may be a possibility. May not be down to Parkside, but I'm going to be really interested to know what it is when I take it apart. But I thought, what I first do is show you the clip. First of all, at normal speed. So we're at the point here where I just put another fuse back in. And of course, I don't recommend that. So here we are when I press the button at normal speed. Pop the fuse again, of course, and if you notice some fragments came out there, is that bits of brushes? So you can see it more clearly, this is slow-mo. You can hear the fragments sizzling.
Do you think that's a jammed brush? When I first did it, the bang was a bit bigger. So this week's guessing game, or you might know anyway, put it in the comments below. Smoky, smoky. Right, let's do it at very slow motion. I'm so tempted to just take it apart, but I'll wait until I do it in a video. And of course, a chance of electric shock, so don't do as I do and all that. And of course, anything like this, it's worth just taking it back. But put your comments below. If nothing else, we'll be able to see how well they're constructed when I take it apart. And I'll show you me using it in another video, hopefully. Yeah, so I was thinking, are these going to come out again? I don't think they've been out since I first got it. It must be a year and a half ago. And I showed me unboxing it, but I didn't get round to using it. I did buy, where are they? Some biscuits. These are the trend ones. And these fit really well. Number 0, 10 and 20, all the sizes on there. I'll put the link below for these in the description. I'm trying to think now, there was a problem before. I think it was the way I was positioning it, and I was opening the cut. So the biscuits were loose. But when I stabilised it, they were fine. But it was more down to how I was holding it. But when I get it fixed, we'll have a look at it properly. So put your comments below. I guarantee there's some of you will know straight away, probably a lot of you, what the issue is. And what I'll probably do, I might send a giveaway or freebie out to the person that gets it right. If there's a lot of you get it right, I'll pick one at random out of those. It'll be better than a sticker. It goes without saying, be careful with electric stuff, especially with changing the fuse when it's already popped, because there's a reason it popped. Next, this was the other problem we had. Turn the big light off a minute. Bit glary. If you remember, I showed it in a video, and the battery was missing. 12-volt cordless polisher, sander. Did a full look at this in another video. Nice box. Yeah, and there was no battery in it. And what we discovered was, well, this is my theory, someone had bought it, cut the cable tie off, put their own cable tie in there that was bigger, took the battery out, and then took it back. A lot of effort involved just to get a free battery. But I think that's what happened. Might have been very innocent, but yeah. I made the decision, because this was the last one in store, and I thought it might not come out again. I'll just take the hit. Couldn't be bothered to go back and get another battery, because they might not have had them in stock anyway. I've got lots of them anyway, the 2 amp hour and the 4 amp hour. But I thought what I'd do is show it being used, because I didn't show it last time. And I was going to show it on my car, but I've got no solution. Can't find it. I thought we'd try out the sanding discs rather than the mop and the foam pads for polishing and buffing. It's already got the backing plate on there. God blimey. How does that come out then? How does that? Oh yeah, it's a screw thread. You push the button in there, then you can twist it, turn it, out it comes. And then that just threads into there. Got the handle as well, we can screw into there or there. Do like that about the handle. Slight angle, so it clears your hand. You can see there more clearly. It's at that sort of angle rather than straight. Let's just wind it in. So it's angled back this way, also angled up. Loads of rubber on the handle for nice grippages and droppages. Stick the battery. Is he charged up? In. Yeah, it looks all right. Obviously get a charger with it as well. Oh, no, of course not. This is a 12-volt charger. The 20-volt chargers are similar to this, but obviously they're slotting from the top. It's got a green and red light, and they both flash together if the battery isn't charging. So let's get some sandpaper. 2000 grit, 800 grit, obviously fine sandpaper. Go for the coarsest, 600. Stick him on there. Right, what should we sand? Bit of painted metal here. It's off my old desk. Ooh, rip my glove. Sharp edges. And then you can't pull the trigger in until you press the side trigger first. And I've got 2 speeds on top. 1, 2. That's 2. Different gear speeds. Back to 1. Should we go on this edge here? In fact, moves around. Flip it. In fact, I've got some paint on there. Let's sand that off. Oh, yeah. Straight away. Seems powerful for 12 volt. See, it's taking it off. Or if nothing else, getting rid of the orange peel. Using body filler on your car or whatever. Variable speed as well. Good to see. Feels powerful. Good position. Nice. It's dumpy as well, so you can get in tight spots, especially if you take the handle off.
Lovely. And what you could do, of course, with the sandpaper, I don't know if you can do it with this sandpaper or not, and always check online first. Go through the grits for headlights, you know, that are going slightly yellow, pitted or frosted. And then when you've gone through to the highest grit, then you go on to some compound. Do your own homework on that first. So not bad. Was it 25 quid, was it? 30 quid? But it's meant to have the battery, of course. Sounds really smooth. Sparky, of course, because it's not brushless. Oh, and the biscuit jointer, they were about 25 quid. Interested to know if these are going to come out again. So anyway, that's the polisher sander. When I get some solution, we'll try it out on my car. Next. Further giveaway, if you want to be entered, tool lovers, and head to the shed, just put I'm in below in the comments. Anything you like after it, or just I'm in on its own, and I'll pick a winner at random in another video. I never announce the winner in the comments. I don't get in touch with you in any way to say you've won. This stops the scammers pretending to be me and saying you've won in the comments. Scammers out. Right, let's do the results from the last giveaway. So as usual, I used a random comment picker off the Tinternet, and this time the winner is Paul Rose-J7B. Send me an email, it's in the description below. Well done. So a bit of a short video today. Keep your comments coming. If you're new here, I've got loads of videos on my channel of Parkside tools. I've got a massive collection, so why not subscribe? I'll put a link on the screen now to my other tool reviews. As always, a massive thanks for watching. Take care, and remember, keep calm and head to the shed. Cheers!
See you next time on Weekend Shedhead.